These were our birds on the 14th day. I hope you like what you saw. So in this farm diary session, I'm going to be sharing with you the activities we did over here in our farm on the 14th day. Probably you might learn one or two things you would practice in your farm. So the video is starting right now. I want to give a viewer shout out to a channel called Animal Farming Ghana. Animal Farming Ghana is a channel that left comments in one of our previous videos, so I checked their channel out. They share contents on rabbit breeding and other animal farming practices. I'll be leaving a link to their channel in the description of this video, so do well to check them out. The first thing we do upon entering into the poultry house on the 14th day is to check the room temperature. Now on the 14th day, the temperature is meant to be between 26 to 28 degrees centigrade. So throughout the course of the day, if the temperature ever happens to go above or below that, we try to stabilize it to be within range. After that, the next thing we do is to discard the previous day's water containing medication and then replace it with another water containing medication for day 14. Now on the 15th day, we are meant to vaccinate these birds against Newcastle. So day 14 marks a day that we are meant to give them multivitamin. You know, multivitamin comes a day before vaccination and a day after vaccination. But due to we are still running a prophylactic medication for our birds, antibiotics and iodine solution, and day 14 happened to be the 5th day and the last day to give it to them, we decided to mix both the antibiotic and the multivitamin and the iodine solution together before we release the water to the birds to drink. And that thing we did on the 14th day was to change the feed that we are giving to the birds. You know, from day one we've been on Breedwell Professional Super Starter. Now on the 14th we changed over to Top Feed Pro Line Super Starter. And finally, another thing we did on the 14th day was to remove all the tray feeders and then replace them with more cone feeders. Although we have a special feeder constructed for these birds, but as of day 14, they are not well developed enough to use it because it's a way bit higher and saves feed wastage and prevents feed wastage. So we removed all the tray feeders because of the feed wastage, and they normally do, the defecation is too much now, and then we replaced it with the cone feeder all through. And then during the course of the day, we monitor these birds. At most every 2 hours, someone comes in, checks on the birds, checks the ones that are not eating, place them on feed, or bring them closer to the cone feeder. The water is already available because it's nipple drinker, so there are a lot of nipples for them to put their mouth and suck water from. That's basically what we did here on the 14th day. How do you rear your broilers on the 14th day? Please feel free to share with us in the comment section of this video, and if you have a question, also drop it in the comment section. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel, and then see you on the 15th day.